Sorry for the delay. But let me see. I've got so much to do. Let's see. We're going to do this. We're not going to stay on real late tonight because we have to get up and get going and get everything in place for Letitia. But then I've got a big car appointment tomorrow, and I have to get to the store at some point. And then I've got to try to get some packages out. And so it's a roundabout way of saying a really busy day. We're going to start with just true crime headline. And plus, I've had like crazy day. I finished the birthday cake. We had the birthday cake. Went on the tornado damage run. I did a bunch of laundry, a bunch of stuff around here. Tried to get some other stuff done that I didn't get done. I don't know what else I did. Yeah. So, and I've got to get my hair dyed, and I'll do that tomorrow. All right. Anyway, Oakley Snow, that little girl. They think they found a body. They're thinking. I think everybody thinks it is Oakley, and then they're extraditing the mother back to Indiana. So let's take a look at some of the true crime headlines, but I probably should check out the live chat. And where are you, live chat? And plus then I've got to go and promote the videos for tomorrow. Everything is on the blog. Everything is on the playlist. Try to go through that. It'll be in the Letitia group we have. See there, I'm doing the thing with my fingers again. See, this is 2 fingers. I got to stop this everything because this Letitia lady. Every time somebody said whatever today, including myself. Look at this. I just had Ethan's ice cream cake and I had hot fudge right there. Look at that. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. Okay. What was I going to say? Every time, whatever. I really want to... It drives me nuts the way she says it. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. Yada, yada. Okay. Did I do that? I did. All right, let me say hello, I guess, and let me... I've got like too many things going. Too many irons in the fire right now. One thing at a time. Hello, Ann Rose, Bucky Ann, Christy, Debbie L, Deborah Van Couverden, DeAndy, Al Cassie, Janae Ann, Julie W, Justice Jane, Chris Ree, Linda, Lisa L, Margot, Nicole, Pamela Patrick, Sandy, Sanders, and Senrisa. And then somebody just snuck up on me. Who was it? Barb Olson just snuck in here. Okay, Barb Olson. All right, and Snow Remover is sneaking in now. You started the chat in the wrong video. Oh, gosh. Okay, all right, let's go and talk about... hi, Lady Elaine. You're sneaking in. All right. Tomorrow we're going to start Letitia's trial with the rest of that interview. I think somebody said there's like an hour left. And I don't know who's going to be on after that. But poor little Oakley Snow. It's not looking good. So, the mother of the 2-year-old girl, Oakley May Snow, is back in Indiana, and she's facing charges of neglect of a dependent. The toddler, who hasn't been seen since early February, remains missing and is believed dead. Madison Marshall, 22, was arrested on a fugitive warrant in March in Harnett County, North Carolina. She and her boyfriend, 25-year-old Rowan Waters, allegedly took Oakley and her 7-month-old brother, Colton, from their father's home in Oklahoma in January and reportedly drove to Indianapolis, where Waters has family. The little girl was last seen when she was carried out of a drug house by her mother. A witness described that the little girl was either asleep or unconscious, but did not see her moving. She was wrapped in a blanket, and the mother made the comment, "I've got to get her to the hospital. She's been hurt." Probable cause affidavit for Marshall says that Waters told his mother that he and Marshall's abandoned the infant at a home there and took Oakley to a hospital because she had fallen and was hurt, but no hospital in the area has any record of Oakley being brought in, and Waters and Marshall left town. A member of the Waters family picked up the baby boy. He was handed over to CPS and then returned to his father in Oklahoma. Authorities say the couple went from Indianapolis to Colorado, where Waters was arrested on March 3rd on a domestic abuse-related warrant from Oklahoma. Marshall was not there, and no child was there. Marshall was arrested 3 weeks later in North Carolina and returned to Indiana last week. Marshall's arrest affidavit says that Waters spoke with his mother frequently while in the Colorado jail, and during those calls he informed his mother that he lied to police and he had indeed been present when the children were each abandoned. He admitted to assisting Madison Marshall with specifically dropping Oakley off somewhere. He never gave her any specific details. In the arrest affidavit, the officers wrote that they believe Oakley is deceased and disposed of. Meanwhile, the Indianapolis police confirmed that the remains of a child have been found in Morgan County, just southwest of Indianapolis, this week. They said the coroner in Morgan County would identify the body and notify them of their findings. Investigators did not specify where the body was found or what led them there, nor would they comment on whether they believed the remains were connected to the disappearance of Oakley Snow. All right, so yeah, sad all around. Okay, and then we have this guy. How old do you think this guy is? How old do you think that guy is? He's 27. He's from Arizona. His name is Joseph Houston. And he has been arrested for the brutal beating death of his disabled mother. The Bullhead City Police were called to a home just before 3 p.m. on Friday. When they arrived there, they found 55-year-old Janice Lynn Houston beaten badly. She was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Her 27-year-old son, Joseph Houston, was identified as the suspect and arrested after officers found him outside of the house. Family members said that he had attacked and choked his mother on Thursday. He returned on Friday and threw a rock through the sliding glass door where he was denied entry. Houston allegedly beat his mother when the family member ran to a nearby store to call for help. The motive for the attack is unknown, and he was booked into the Mohave County Jail on a charge of first-degree murder. So he attacked her on Thursday. He went back on Friday. She didn't let him in, so he threw a rock through the sliding glass door, and then he beat her to death. Great. Okay, we have a missing 7-year-old girl who's believed to be in danger with her wanted father. It's in Virginia. They're looking for the 7-year-old girl, and she's with her father, who's a fugitive, who's wanted on several felony charges. Remember that one that ran away with his daughter or something, and it was in North Carolina too, I think, and they were closing in and then killed both of them. He was like in a tent off the side of the road. I think I was doing true crime at the time. Ava Killen was last seen with Michael Christopher Killing, and his last name is they have it down here. It's Killing, but in the article they misspelled it and they put Killing. They put Michael Christopher Killing instead of Killian. Unbelievable. In Virginia Beach on April 6th, the last seen on April 6th, Virginia Beach, the two are believed to be in a dark green 1995 Ford Explorer with Virginia Beach that may have been seen in Norfolk. Hold on, I'm trying to get the missing persons thingy. Here's the relative. relevant information. Okay. The Virginia Police Department is asking for the public's help in locating a 7-year-old Ava Killian, who was last seen in the company of her father, Michael Killian, in Virginia Beach, April 6, 2023. They may be traveling in dark green 1995 Ford Explorer with Virginia tags. Michael, age 26, is wanted on several felony charges with a reward of up to $1,500 for his arrest. Michael's 5'8", 130 pounds, multiple tattoos. If you have any information on the whereabouts, contact the Virginia Beach Police Department, 757-385-5000. Okay, and this is very strange now. A couple holding hands there. This is Pennsylvania. Authorities in Pennsylvania are looking for a couple who were seen walking hand in hand just after a 15-year-old boy was fatally stabbed Friday night in Upper Darby. Officials say Michael Garr, a 10th grader at the Upper Darby High School, was stabbed in the neck just after 9:30 p.m. and he died after he went into cardiac arrest. He was pronounced dead on the scene. I feel like I just exactly talked about this. Is crazy. On Sunday, Upper Darby police released the blurry photo of the couple walking on the same street at 9:38 p.m. Friday night. It's terrible, said the school superintendent, Timothy Bernhardt. How do you get to a point where kids this age can commit some type of act of violence like this? There's no words to explain it. Our hearts go out to the family. We ask everyone to keep the family in their thoughts and prayers. The district released a statement saying counseling support would be available at schools on Monday. Community members have come together to support Garr's family. I feel like somebody told me about this. That was their school or something. I just feel like this also sounds similar to something else. As many prayers as we can get is probably the best that we can ask for because we are all heartbroken, said Chris Colati. The Garr family is such a great family, and I think ultimately we're just speechless. Gamble's Big G Cafe is collecting donations for the family. Everyone that comes in here has literally been coming in here for like 30 plus years, so everyone knows everyone. It's like a big family, said Mallory Cook, the manager of the cafe. The Delaware County Fraternal Order of Police has offered a $5,000 reward for a tip leading to an arrest. Police ask anyone with information to call detectives at 484-574-1157. They're also looking for surveillance video between 8 and 11 on Friday in the Oakview section of Drexel Hill or along the Baltimore Pike corridor in Clifton Heights. Missing Texas mother who was seen in a video being attacked outside a bar has been found dead in a ditch. On Friday, a passerby came upon the body of 25-year-old Tiara Strand along a road in Bell County. The tragic discovery was made about 70 miles from Austin, where Strand was recorded in a video being attacked by multiple women at the Moose Knuckle pub. About 2 a.m. on April 16th. The young mother has not been seen since the incident. An autopsy is planned to determine how Strand died, but her father said that he has been told it appears foul play was involved. Loved ones say Strand leaves behind a 6-year-old daughter. Family members have not yet told the child that her mother has died. She is with her grandfather, Strand's sister Mariah Heron said about the girl. She calls her phone all the time asking for her. That's the hardest part. Strand was working to earn a high school diploma through a continuing education program and had hoped to graduate in May. She was considering joining the U.S. Navy. One of the last conversations we had with each other was the day before she went missing. She told me that she's really working hard and was really excited about her future. Tamara Yarborough Kelly, one of Strand's cousins, vowed that the family would not rest until they find those responsible and hold them accountable. The family is raising money to hire a private investigator to look into what happened. Let me just say that none of our family is going to get tired until we get justice for her. Yarborough Kelly said. To report information about the case, call the Bell County Sheriff's Department 254-933-5442 or the Austin Police Department tip line 512-472-8433. DoorDash, anyone? Florida man has been arrested and charged with 2 robberies last week, one that included a kidnapping and sexual assault of a DoorDash driver. Tampa police said Joseph Killens, this one is Killens, 38, forced the DoorDash driver in her 20s back into her car as she was making a delivery at the Residence Inn just after 11 p.m. He forced her to drive to the Bellara Lake apartments where he essayed her and battered her. At the time this occurred, the victim had AirPods in her ears and an open line with her girlfriend, who quickly realized that a robbery was occurring. The family of the victim called the police and officers were dispatched to the hotel. The victim's family continued to track her via her phone and arrived to rescue her from the car. Killens reportedly responded by firing at them, striking a family member of the victim's girlfriend before he fled the scene. Both victims were taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Just a few hours later, Killens allegedly threw another victim in her early 40s to the ground, punched her, stole her backpack, still at Bellara Lakes. As detectives investigated the case, they recovered items related to the April 18th attack. Robbery detectives brought in Special Victims Unit investigators to interview Killens, who disclosed details that were specific to the crimes that occurred on April 18th. The criminal is now off the streets, thanks to the tireless efforts of every Tampa Police Department employee and the assistance of members of our community, said the interim police chief, Lee Burkaw. My thoughts remain with the victims. I hope this arrest brings them a sense of comfort knowing he will now face justice for the crimes he chose to commit. Killens is charged with armed kidnapping, robbery with a firearm, armed sexual battery, and aggravated battery with a weapon for the April 18th incident and robbery for the April 19th incident. And this is a housemate that you don't want to have. A man in Mississippi is accused of dousing multiple people with gasoline and setting them on fire, killing 2 of the victims and injuring 5 others. Authorities allege that around 7 p.m. Easter Sunday of all days, 31-year-old Marcos Uriel Lara Perez got into an altercation with the victims at a home in Byram. The nature of that dispute has not been disclosed publicly. Investigators believe that Perez then threw a bucket of gasoline on all of the victims in the kitchen area of the residence, ignited the fire using a Bic cigarette lighter, thus causing the structure to be completely engulfed in flames. All of the victims are men, and they all lived in the same home. It was not immediately clear whether any of them were related. Firefighters got a call about the fire and, upon responding, found the body of a 77-year-old man inside the residence. That man was later identified as Filberto Torres. Several people were outside the house, and they had suffered severe burns. Medics rushed those victims to the hospital, including 45-year-old Jose Thomas Segura Juarez, who was later flown to a trauma center and died 2 days after the attack. It took more than 3 hours for fire crews to get the blaze under control. Crazy. They don't know why, right? They have no idea. Mother and daughter were found safe and were missing on Long Island. That's good. And mother in Colorado, sentenced to life for the murder of her newborn. Colorado woman was sentenced on Friday to, she was sentenced to 55 years, not life, in prison after she pled guilty in second-degree murder and tampering with the body in the death of her newborn baby girl 2 years ago. So she's just getting 55 years. Amy Carr, now 21, was initially charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and child abuse, causing death when she was arrested 5 months after a relative called 911 to report that there was a newborn baby girl lying partially buried in her yard. Judge Thomas Kelly Kane sentenced Carr to 48 years on the murder count and 7 years on the tampering charge, subtracting 687 days for time served. Kane has also added 5 years probation after her release. Baby Lily was born when Carr was still 18. She turned 19 on January 25, 2021, 2 days after the infant was found. At the hearing on Friday, Carr's trial date was postponed twice. Defense attorneys cited Carr's difficult past, noting that she lived in 23 different locations between the ages of 5 and 14, and that she was, She was subjected to extreme repeated sexual and physical abuse during that time. Prosecutors acknowledged that upbringing. It is true that Miss Carr had a tough upbringing, said Andrew Vaughn, the chief deputy district attorney for the 4th Judicial District, but Lily didn't have any upbringing, and that's because Miss Carr took her life. Lily came into this world unloved, and Lily left this world unloved. Her father didn't love her. Her mother didn't love her. Colorado does have a safe haven law which allows parents to leave a newborn at a fire station within 72 hours of birth without consequences. Victims of a California mother who allegedly threw drunken parties for teens are calling her a dangerous predator and asking a judge to impose as much prison time as possible. On Friday, 48-year-old Shannon O'Connor was in court for a hearing about what kind of sentence might be imposed if she pled guilty. The mother of 2 is facing charges of felony child endangerment and sexual battery, among 38 counts in all, in connection with allegations that she hosted alcohol-laden parties for local teens from 2020 to 2021 at her mansion in Los Gatos behind her husband's back. O'Connor allegedly pressured the minors to consume excessive amounts of alcohol and engage in relations for her own gratification. Girls who ranged in age from 13 to 15 testified that they were essayed by boys while drunk, and that was because that O'Connor watched the assaults. The court on Friday heard testimony from multiple victims who described her as sick, deceitful, and a dangerous predator. Victims shared how O'Connor came to them through social media and her 2 teenage sons. The woman tore my life apart. I have suffered and had to deal with the reputation of being the girl that got essayed. I will live my high school years with this cloud over me, one of the victims testified. It's a part of me, something I can't run from. I'm so desperate. I want my life back, said another victim. Many of the victims now suffer from depression, anxiety, PTSD. In addition to various emotional and physical symptoms, at least one victim testified that O'Connor stalked her physically and through her phone and social media after she moved to Idaho. Santa Clara County Deputy District Attorney Rebecca Wise lauded the girls for testifying on Friday. Every time we are in court and victims stand up and have the courage to speak the truth about what happened to them, it is an emotional experience for everyone in the courtroom who is watching. The court did not announce any particular sentence that O'Connor might receive if she pleads guilty. She faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted on all counts. Her next court date is scheduled for May 16th. Look like a nice couple, right? The ex-wife of a federal judge who belongs to a prominent Virginia family, is accused of distributing CP and attempting child trafficking, but the woman says she was just trying to help a minor in danger. Eleanor Hunton Hopi, 45, of Charlottesville, was charged earlier this month in federal court in connection with the disturbing allegations. Authorities allege that Eleanor sent an undercover FBI agent graphic CP and then sought to abuse the undercover agent's fictitious minor's daughter, obtained by seen in court records. The case is drawing attention because Eleanor has previously worked with child advocacy organizations, and she is the former wife of Joel Hoppe, a federal magistrate judge in the Western District of Virginia. Eleanor and her ex-spouse are the parents of two girls, 10 and 12. Court documents show that Eleanor got on the government's radar when she allegedly contacted a user on a fetish website about taboo parenting, but that user ended up being the FBI agent. The FBI agent allegedly described SA he was inflicting on his non-existent daughter, and Eleanor responded that she would travel to meet him and participate in that horrific abuse. I can't wait. And then, of course, putting her to bed and waking her up to do a few extra things will be so fun, she allegedly wrote. That's disgusting. Okay. The exchanges allegedly occurred between February and March. Eleanor sent the agent a video of explicit essay of a child and then arranged to meet the agent and his 8-year-old daughter at a hotel in Warrenton, Virginia. Prosecutors say Eleanor sent the agent 3 additional images of child P. In planning the meeting, Eleanor allegedly told the agent that she would bring a pink silk robe for the girl, describing it as the girl's big girl robe for tonight. Ew. Eleanor arrived at the hotel on March 20th and was subsequently arrested. She told agents that she sought the meeting to help the agent's fictitious daughter and had sent the explicit video of child P only to keep the agent talking. Yeah, okay. Investigators located a pink robe inside Eleanor's vehicle in addition to silk underwear and lubricant. Oh my gosh, this is so disgusting. Since Eleanor's arrest, her former husband has sought full custody of his 2 daughters. Records of the divorce proceedings show Eleanor's former husband accused her of seeking extramarital affairs with men and women, and that in at least one instance she had brought a sexual partner to their home while their children were inside. Eleanor has pled not guilty to the charges. She remains detained without bond. If convicted, she faces a minimum of 15 years and up to life in prison. A court hearing is scheduled for June 6th. Okay, I think that, this guy, that big Maine massacre thing. Sorry about that. Hold on a minute. A Maine man who had been out of prison for less than a week has been charged with the murders of his parents and 2 of their friends. Joseph Eaton, 34, is also suspected of shooting 3 people in random gunfire on Interstate 295 after the murders in Bowdoin State Police said. Although he was not immediately charged in the highway shootings, one of those people remained in critical condition on Wednesday. Anna Black, Director of Governmental Affairs for Maine Department of Corrections, says that Eaton was released last Friday from the Correctional Center in Windham, where he'd been held after being sentenced on probation violation in March of 2021. Eaton's criminal history should have prevented him from legally possessing a gun in Maine. This is an active investigation with a lot of moving parts at Shannon Moss, the state police spokesperson. Moss said investigators were aware of a video believed to have been posted to Facebook on Monday by Eaton in which he criticized Christian people who don't give others a second chance. What good does it do to hate somebody, the tearful man said in the video. You know it destroys you. Moss said the video is part of the investigation. Police responded to a home in Bowdoin, Maine, Tuesday morning, found 62-year-old Cynthia Eaton and 66-year-old David Eaton and their friends, 72-year-old Robert Egger and 62-year-old Patricia Egger, dead from gunshot wounds. About an hour later, reports came in from Yarmouth, about 20 miles south, of gunfire on the interstate. Police say that Eaton began firing at cars on the highway, believing police were following him. Sean Halsey, 51, and his 2 children, 29-year-old Justin Halsey and 25-year-old Paige Halsey, were hospitalized after the Yarmouth shootings. Ian Halsey said that the victims were his uncle and 2 cousins. One of the cousins is in critical condition and the uncle was hit by shrapnel. None of his family knows Eaton, he said. They were just passerbys in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's horrible what happened. Records show Eaton has been charged with more than 6 crimes over the last decade, including assault and aggravated assault. He has served time in Kansas, Florida, and Maine. Cumberland County District Attorney's Office released a statement Wednesday after the incident, and it says, together with the rest of Maine, our hearts are heavy at the Cumberland County District Attorney's Office following the horrific events in Sagadahoc and Cumberland counties. In consultation with the Attorney General, we have decided that prosecution of the events which occurred in our county will be handled entirely by the AG to ensure consistency and the most efficient use of public resources. Of necessity, the investigators will focus on motive as an essential part of their work in the days ahead, but policymakers and the public must focus on the means. Every nation experiences violence. Only our nation permits the lethal opportunities afforded by guns. America and Maine have a gun violence problem because our nation is saturated with guns. No motive will adequately explain an end to 4 lives in Bowdoin. No understanding of motive will mend the trauma of violence committed on Maine's most traveled highway, violence that only a gun could deliver. Those who are mindful of America's history, poor recent public policy, and market-driven choices cannot be surprised by these events because they were entirely foreseeable. We have become a nation armed to cause harm and indelible trauma. We have allowed those who cynically profit from the political power and financial gain of the gun industry to shape the American experience. We have become a nation where homeowners shoot at the stranger at the door, felons easily access firearms, children plan to harm classmates and have the means to do so, a nation with more guns than people. Maine people know this cannot continue. Maine people support common sense gun laws and policies that protect the public and the police. Police who must enter into every encounter as if a gun is present. This is madness, and Maine people know it. While the investigators focus on motive, I urge the people of Cumberland County to focus on the means. Get involved in efforts in Augusta and nationally to turn gun policy around. Contact a local chapter of Maine's Gun Safety Coalition and make our voices heard. Do not allow poor gun policies to continue as they are currently, and leave this as yet another challenge for the next generation to solve. My thoughts are with the victims of yesterday's gun violence. Let us not stop at thoughts, though, but also take action to prevent the future harm that access to guns will surely cause. And that was their statement. And where are you guys? Okay. All right, and I think I want to do something a little bit as a wind down in order to wind down the week. So let's wind it down. Going into another Letitia week, and all that horrible news. Let's wind it down. Hi, Kelly B. Hi, Rich. Everybody okay? Let's go. Let's see what this brings us. Where's this? Where is this? All right, I don't know where this is. Hold on a minute. Be quiet. Hush now. Hush. Okay, so this is in Alabama. All right, let's try to think about what this would be in Alabama. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. All right. This is Kenworthy Carlisle Hall. It is the only surviving example of Richard Upjohn's asymmetrical Italian villa style. It was specifically designed to suit the southern climate and plantation lifestyle. Oversized doors welcome you into a gorgeous entry that leads to the most impressive stairway you will ever see. How do they know that? The oversized fourth-story tower provides 360-degree views of all 19 acres. Hand-carved cabinetry, oak molding, 12 fireplaces, 8 bedrooms are just the beginning of the one-of-a-kind features in the home. Exterior structures include a detached kitchen, a smokehouse, brick water cistern, well house, and a barn. In 1990, the home was listed in the National Register of Historic Places. In 2004, it was declared a National Historic Landmark. It is currently an equestrian home of beautiful Egyptian Arabian horses. Privacy in small-town feel, but convenient to Montgomery, Nashville, Gulf Shores, New Orleans. The beautiful Arabian horses roaming the pasture will take all of your cares away. Now, how do you know that too? Okay, that's a lot. They have a lot of things they're laying on me, on us. All right, let's take a look. Almost looks like something Tuscan. I've been doing a challenge in Tuscany, and I can't believe how much Tuscany looks like where I live. You think they could have gotten a better floor mat? It's chewed up over there and there. Got the horse right here. Okay. It's got a lot of period furnishings as well, right? I wonder if the furnishings go with the house or what. It looks like that looks like the tub in Mommy Dearest. That's that blue tile that they had in Mommy Dearest. Christina, did you scrub the bathroom floor today? Is it clean? Carol Ann says it's clean. I asked you if it's clean. Sorry. I'll look at the horse. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. That's the horse is a horse, of course. Look at that large, very large secretary. Or is that, I wonder if that's extremely large or the angle of the picture is a little strange. Now you think they would have fixed that pillow before they took the picture, right? Like really? Oh, there's the Christina Crawford tile again. Christina, did you scrub the bathroom floor today? Yes, Mommy Dearest. What's going on with these bikes here? It's that squatter thing. Quilts, Sharon, quilts. Those mattresses look comfy, don't they? They do. They look comfy. But this upper level is nice with those windows. It's very bright and sunny. Gated entrance. Where are the equestrian? There's the horses. And there's the barn. Okay, so 19 acres, all of that. What do you think it is? Put in a price. If you're brand new, we're just guessing a price, what you think that might be, and we just play a little game to wind down as we get ready for the next week ahead in true crime in the Letitia Stout case. It's okay. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're not, you're not. It's okay. No matter what. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Sarcastic One. How are you? Hi, Lisa L. Sarcastic One says 515. Senrisa says 450,000. Bucky Ann says 600K. Lisa L says 1.7. L says 535. Kevin Leonard says 440. Sharon says 910. Hi, Charlie. She says 615. Nunix. Hi, Nunix. How are you? You say 330K. Crystal and Pam says 1.3 million. You're blah. You had a sad weekend, Sarcastic One? Why? What happened? What happened? What made your weekend sad? We had a tornado touchdown, and a farm that was really helped a lot of people really got demolished. What happened? Hi, Rich. It's 1,000,005. What happened to Sarcastic One? Do you want to talk about your sad weekend? What happened? Elle says, wow, overpriced. Really, Elle? It's on 19 acres. Senrisa said, there's going to be a lot of work in that house later. My best friend took her 13-year-old. Hi, Julie W. Hi, Eva. She took her 13-year-old where? There are some incredible equestrian properties in the South, like one Johnny Depp bought for his mother. Oh, really, Christy? You've got 14 acres with 7 bedrooms. Oh, I'm sore. Okay. To the Midwest. Wait a minute. She took her 13-year-old daughter to the Midwest as her dad has a 50% chance to be alive past 90 days. As the 13-year-old's dad or as your friend's dad? It also looks like the Corleone complex. I don't think so. Do you think so? I'm very sorry, Sarcastic One, but, well, you know, I had a sister-in-law that had a 50% chance of surviving just very aggressive breast cancer that she had, and she's still alive today. And she got that diagnosis back in 1992, and she's still alive today. So, you know, when you look at the 50%, you can be as equally positive or equally negative, you know, and it's not, you know, there, at least there's 50% chance that it's not going to be that way, right? There's a 50% chance it won't be that way. 50% chance they can be wrong. It's not great, but I mean, it still can be okay. Prayers for your friend's dad or ex. I don't know which one they are, but prayers. Okay, so let me go through and see now. We're going to go to Birmingham, Alabama for this next one. And it's a taste of Europe. And they really do look like a taste of Europe. They look like another Tuscan house. This is a work of art located in the most desirable neighborhood. It's been tastefully updated. The most unique house in Alabama has been a successful bed and breakfast for years, and the historical interest is intriguing to anyone visiting Birmingham. There are paintings and mirrors built into the architecture. There are marble floors and hand-painted tile from Portugal. Beautiful white stucco house with statues, and it's on a half an acre. Built in 1920, Mediterranean style. Let's take a look. Goodbye, city light. Oh, living is the place for me. Look at that place over there. It's a bed and breakfast. Remember, that looks like, what does that look like over there? Like something... jetted tub. Hot tub. Hot tub. One. All right. What do you think? Hot tub. What do you guys think? How much for that bed and breakfast? You guys are way up on this one, right? Now you're not like doing it low like you did the last one. The last one you guys went so low. It was... Hi, Alyssa. I can't talk tonight, Alyssa. If I was Bob Barker, I would say you've all gone over, but I'm not. But you've all gone over. Does anybody want to buy it for the price shown? Would anyone like to buy it? There's High Speed Drifter. Let me try something different now. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get some graphics to go along with our stories. Okay. Hold on. Do. My sister has been staying with my husband and I. We're two men in our late 20s for the last week. She and her husband have initiated the divorce process. And she said she doesn't want to stay alone right now, which I completely understand. It would be very hard to go from living with a partner to a completely silent house. I opened our home to her before I found out why her marriage didn't work out. And now that the two of us have had multiple conversations about it, I'm a little uncomfortable. There was no infidelity and there was no big scandal. What she told me is that her husband wasn't having marital relations with her enough. The things she has been saying have floored me. She says without marital relations, the two of them were basically just like roommates. She said that she has been pushing for him to get a hormone imbalance test done because while they were still having marital relations, it wasn't enough. She said he had begun resisting even normal touches from her because from his perspective, all she thought about was marital relations, which apparently isn't true. I'm not sure I believe this. I can elaborate in the comments, but overall, it has just left me feeling sad for her ex and the disrespect of saying marital relations is the only thing that separates a partner from a roommate, not even a friend. I've done my best to be supportive, but I can't relate to the thought process at all. If my partner told me tomorrow that he wasn't up for marital relations for the next few weeks, months, or even longer, I would just take care of myself and respect that. I love him, and I want him to be the person I do life with forever. This all came to a head last night. My husband and I were having a typical lazy Saturday night, catching up on some shows and chatting while we lounged on the couch. His legs were in my lap, and I was kind of absent-mindedly massaging his feet and rubbing his ankles. This was an innocent gesture. My sister came in, saw me doing this, and made a joke along the lines of, I didn't know you were into his feet. Or, I didn't know you had a foot fetish. The exact wording escapes me. I couldn't help it, but feel off at her sexualizing the gesture. Intimacy can be sexual, but it doesn't have to be. I told her so. And then I said, referring to her divorce, your sexualizing every interaction is why you're in the situation you are in now. She called me a male member and left the room. I already know it was a little harsh, but I'm unsure if it was tough love or too much. Am I the a-hole? Yes or no? He's over the relationship. What do you mean he's over the relationship? What are you talking about, Kevin? You don't like people looking... Who's looking down on you, Rich? Oh, looking down on you, the house above. Aha. I get you. Not the a-hole. Okay, yeah, that's for the consensus, not the a-hole. Okay. Okay. I'm a 28-year-old guy, and my girlfriend's 26 and a female. She got laid off about 6 months ago. She's been unemployed ever since. This means money's tight. I'm covering all of our rent, utility, groceries, etc., everything except for her car payment and gas money. My problem is that my girlfriend keeps eating all of our food, like all of it. We always run out of food money before my paycheck comes in. She'll eat everything she wants and leaves me with plain crackers or lettuce, and I mean everything. Even stuff I've specifically labeled or said that I want. The cupboards will be bare, and I'll have to skip meals 3 days before my next paycheck because she's eaten everything. She's probably gained nearly 30 pounds since she was let go. I came home from work for lunch the other day, and I brought each of us a Subway sandwich. I only ate half of mine, so I popped it into the fridge and told her I'd just have it for dinner. When I got up from work and went to get it, she'd already eaten it. It really got out of hand when I bought some cupcakes to give to my sister, who's 17, for her birthday, and some pomegranate juice that I really love but can't often have because it's a little bit expensive. I put them in the fridge, told her not to touch them, and both were gone. There was only one cupcake left out of a box of 4 full-sized ones, and my juice was all gone. I lost it. I screamed at her to stop effing eating everything I buy. We've had this conversation before, or tried to, in a polite way, but she shuts me down and denies it. She says she's hungry, and she's stressed from being unemployed, and she can't help it. I yelled at her, and I told her it was disgusting that I can't leave food in my own home, and she started crying and telling me I'm fat-shaming her. Am I the a-hole? I think no. That's just my opinion. Kevin said it's awful to have conflicts over food. I'm sorry, Kevin, it's their conflict. It's not, I don't make it, they wrote it themselves. Not the a-hole, not the a-hole, not the a-hole, not the a-hole, you guys said. Okay. The internet agrees with the ones that said not the a-hole. I was having coffee with some friends. We'll call them Ash and Beth. Beth is a huge coffee person. She has several different kinds of coffee machines and multiple different flavors and brands of coffee at her house. I happened to see the bag for the coffee she was brewing that day and recognized it as the Bones coffee brand. While we were drinking, Ash mentioned how much she loved the coffee and asked what brand it was. Beth replied it's a brand that she found that can only be bought online. Ash asked for the name again, but Beth said she saw an advertisement for it on Instagram and she would just have to wait until she saw it herself. Ash, who doesn't really use social media, was visibly agitated, so I told her, "Hey, it's Bones Coffee." She said, "Thank you for telling me," and the rest of the morning went by awkwardly. And later that day I got a text from Beth saying it was an a-hole move to tell her when she was trying to keep it a secret. She said coffee is her thing, and she's allowed to want to keep something for herself. I told her I don't think Ash is all of a sudden going to become a coffee aficionado, from liking one flavor of coffee, but Beth still insists I was in the wrong. I don't see how telling a good friend the name of a coffee she likes makes me an a-hole, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Am I the a-hole? Oh dear. Are they the a-hole or what? Hold on, I gotta get something. Okay, I'm back. All right, so let me check what you guys got. What have you got? No, 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 no. Yes, she's must have had... Okay. These people need a life, Christy says. They need a freaking life. A freaking life. Okay. 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 I'm a 50-year-old woman. I went in on vacation home for the week with multiple other families. This included a 44-year-old woman that has a sensitivity to certain scents, including coconut. She claims the smell of coconut gives her migraines and makes her nauseous. My sunscreen is coconut scented, and she gave me an attitude about wearing it, claiming it gave her a migraine and she had to lay down. I went a day or two without it, but wanted to lay out in the sun, get some color. Another 44-year-old female agreed that she could just suck it up and deal with the coconut for 1 week. It's our vacation too. I've been accommodating for years and growing tired of going out of my way. I think I might be the a-hole, as she is currently barely talking to me. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole? Coconut sunscreen. One of the friends has an aversion to it, gives her migraines, makes her nauseous. Two of the vacation goers say, let her suck it up. It's tough luck. Are they the a-holes? They're not the a-holes? Sharon says, yeah. That's horrible. Yes, sarcastic one says. Lisa says no. Lisa says, let her suck it up. Sorry you don't like coconut. Sorry it's giving you a migraine. Sorry you're laid out for 2 days, but it's just tough luck. Wow. Kevin and Lisa. Carolyn P. says yes. Alyssa says yes. Nicole says, I'd say yes. I'd never do it. Migraines are horrendous, Senrisa says. I would have gone and bought her some new sunscreen. No, the migraine lady should move. Wow! This is going to get heated. Lisa L., Julie W., and Kevin say the lady with the migraines is being unreasonable. Mary Warren says, yes, that the migraine lady can't help it. Deborah says, wear the coconut. Ooh. I'm deathly allergic to scents. It will cause me to go into anaphylactic shock. Oh, wow, sarcastic. Rich says, no coconut. Yum. Once you put that crap on, the smell is not going away anyway. Kevin says, you try to be respectful going away with the group. But you just said, wait a minute. Kevin, do you realize what your answer said? You said the one that told her to shove it on wearing the coconut anyway was not the a-hole. Christy Love says, get different sunscreen or don't hang out with the lady. Hi, Tree Dog. Do you realize those of you that said no, say that it's okay to wear the coconut and let the other lady, she has a really bad thing. I used to like the smell of suntan lotion when I was young, and I am not saying yes or no. Okay, you're just going to stay out of it politely, Linda? That's a good thing. I have to go to the hospital for pain. That's why I would offer to buy an alternative. Sarcastic one says, yes, Nicole, I have to carry an inhaler everywhere. Julie W. says, or tell the migraine lady to buy her another sunscreen. Wow, Julie getting forceful. Yikes. You put the lime in the coconut, Chrissy says. Oh, Kevin says he misheard. Hold on, Kevin's changing. Lisa says, okay, yes, that they are the a-hole now? Okay. You almost made me say the word, Lisa. Nice. Helena said, for the first time in my life, I'm here. Hello for the first time in your life. Hello, Helen Penrith. Good day. You only saying hello to the people in Australia? That's upsetting. I'm not from Australia. Deborah Van Couveren is. Will you please say hello to the people in America? Too? We matter. You say wear the coconut, Helen? You don't care about the woman that's got a migraine? And she's laid up in the bed? It's a tough crowd, right? Sarcastic one. Some of these people are clearly out for themselves. It's tough. It's tough tonight. Well, I'm looking at the ramblers that I'm going away with and seeing what their answer is. We're usually kind to one another, right, Senrisa? You tell her. I guess everyone better ask their sun worshippers. I guess we're lucky we didn't have any of the coconut problems last time we went on our celebration. Our celebration is coming up, and I don't think we don't have issues about coconut. Coconut. Nuts, on the other hand. Hopefully not this year. Okay. You would never put another in harm's way, Nicole said. Hopefully we all come back alive. Yeah, hopefully we do, right? Hopefully no one gets eaten by a shark or gets killed on the road or dies in a plane crash or a bike crash or gets abducted by a serial killer or smacks their head on the diving board and dies. But this year we have a lot of security and we have ring cameras all around our residence. I'm sorry, Al. Sorry, Al. So if you want to come by and stalk us, make sure you smile for the ring cameras. Sounds positive. I'm sorry, Kevin. Well, I wasn't the one that said it. They said, I hope we come back alive. And I said, I hope we do come back alive. Correct, Linda. Let's see. I'm a very kind woman. It's good day to everyone. Thank you, Helen. Thank you for including me and the other people here that are not in Australia. Well, yeah, I guess it's like that break a leg thing, right, Deborah? Yeah. Yes. Your little grandson sings, are we going bear hunting when we take the golf to the pond? Migraines can be devastating. Both could offer alternative sunscreens to help everyone have a good time. Yes, Mary, that would be good, right? We wouldn't want anybody to burn and be sunburned. And yes, that woman should maybe have given her vacation mates a list of acceptable sunscreens. And maybe if those acceptable sunscreens were very costly, maybe she should buy them for the house, right? She should buy a few tubes that people could use or sprays, since she has a specific request. Feels like good luck to me in a strange, unconventional way. Right. Yes. All right, let's see. That was a controversial one that really split up our people, and that's okay. I mean, okay, so whenever we get or make sweets, my mother eats them. Doesn't matter if it's for anything or anyone. So me, a 16-year-old girl, and my mom, who's 51, and my sister, who's 19, were in the kitchen this morning, and I was trying to bake a pie for the second time ever. I know that when you make pie, you're supposed to let them set. Last time I didn't, and the pie fell apart. So when my pie got done baking, I hid it so my mom wouldn't eat it. I let it set for 2 hours, and during the 2 hours, she kept making my sister ask me where the pie was. And apparently, she was turning the kitchen upside down looking for it. She went to me to ask me where it was, and I told her I was letting it set so it wouldn't fall apart. She eventually left. I hid my pie in my room, and my room is connected to a porch by a window. I walked outside, I made a loop around my house, and then I walked to the porch and I grabbed the pie from the window and I brought it in that way to keep my hiding place unknown. When I finally brought the pie out, she said she didn't want any of my dang pie and that I was pulling a grandma. Her mother was abusive. She was yelling at me how she wouldn't hide food from me, etc. I tried to tell her I just wanted to let the pie set, and she just yelled, "You don't have to let a pie set. You can eat it straight from the oven." My sister started to say that my mom hid food from us all the time, hiding candy, etc., so she can't say she wouldn't do that to me. And then I tried to hand my mom a slice of pie, and she threw it on the table and left. My sister told me I didn't do anything wrong, and most people wouldn't care. But I don't know if she's right. I can't leave my room without my mom glaring at me. She also thinks animals got to the pie. She tells every person who tries to get a slice, and I won't correct her because I don't want to reveal my hiding place. Am I the a-hole? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. This is much better. I would have told the daughter, pack your bags and get out or give me the pie. Oh, okay, Kevin. Mom, you should be happy your kid baked you a pie. The mother wanted the pie now. Okay, so good. All the Ramblers are in agreement on that one. That's good. That's something we can agree on. You should have let her gave it warm. Some people like it that way, but she shouldn't have thrown it at you. See, that's a blackbird pie. 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. 4 and 20. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? Okay. Oh shoot, I still have the divorce on there. You guys didn't tell me to change the graphic. Oh, now everything is ruined. Everything is ruined. We have to delete this live. It's all ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined. All right, we'll try to start over. Ruined. Ruined. Not our problem, Carol. Hey, Tag You It. Okay, let me get a new graphic. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. She wanted Indian food. I've never had it. I enjoy roti and naan bread, but I've never had a meal. I ordered chicken biryani, and the waiter asked me what level of spice I preferred, and I said as little as possible. The flavors were good, but the dish ended up being too spicy for me to really enjoy. And when he asked how I liked my dish, I just said that he kindly brought me some yogurt, and I didn't complain about it or ask the waiter to make a new dish, and I know Indian food can be quite spicy. The yogurt helped, but I still couldn't eat it. On the way home in the car, he was still commenting, "Oh, come on, it wasn't that spicy." And no, this is the daughter's boyfriend. I'm sorry, that's telling her this. She has something wrong. That the boyfriend was chiding her about this, okay? On the way home, the boyfriend was in the car. He was still commenting, "Oh, come on, it wasn't that spicy." But spicy is the flavor. I've had enough and said, "I wish you would stop acting superior because you can tolerate spicy food and I cannot." Of course, he argued, and the subject was eventually dropped. Here's my issue. He loves everything spicy. I had to have 6 Gaviscon just to get to sleep, and I only ate about 10 bites. I just couldn't eat it. He thinks it's funny that I'm sensitive to spicy food. He makes snarky comments about American food all the time, that it's bland and unhealthy. I love Mexican food, and I avoid dishes I know to be spicy, kind of like how other people can tolerate gluten or lactose. can't tolerate gluten or lactose. I'm just fed up with his superiority complex and how he criticizes our American food. My daughter's completely in love with him and has branched out and is learning to enjoy a lot of Asian cuisine as well and started to love spicy food now, which is fine. I'm just tired of him making snarky comments about our American food and my ability to tolerate spicy food. It's boring and we've already established it. Just let it go. Also, he's kind of a Chad. He says, dude. And if I'm being honest, maybe he'll outgrow it. Yeah, I can't stand that if I'm being honest. I really can't. Because you should be honest. And to say that is just you're a liar and a snake and not a good person. Okay, is she the a-hole? Is she the a-hole or is he? Sarcastic one. No, she's not the a-hole, Nicole says. You know what else I can't stand too? Does that make sense? Make sense? I can't stand it. It grates on me like nails on a chalkboard. And I think because a lot of people use it when they're scamming people or talking shady things. Like there was some whack job that tried to say Chris Watts was innocent. And after everything she would say, she'd go, does that make sense? Does that make sense? And it never made sense. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Sorry, just telling. Okay. Alyssa says that she's the a-hole. All right. You don't like that? There's certain things I just don't like. I just feel like it's a cliche thing that people are told to put in there. A lot of times when they're doing presentations or like scammy things. Not a fan of just that makes sense. Yeah. I hate it. That's like one of those like, I think you'll see that I'm right. I think you can agree with me here. It's all that verbiage to make people think like you. I'm sure you will agree with me about blah, 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 blah. I think we can both agree on blah, 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 blah. So he says, remember when I told you about that before? Yeah. I can't stand her. Whatever. If you have to ask, does it make sense? It probably does not. Right. Whatever. And I went there. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. I really can't wait to see Tisha tomorrow and finish that thing. I wonder who the rest of the witnesses will be. The witnesses. All right, let's see. The witnesses. Okay, let's try this one. I am a 24-year-old female. I'm just traveled back to my home country to see my family. I planned this out separately to my other siblings as I wanted to spend time alone with them. And my sister, who's 30, has recently visited, so it felt like perfect timing to go alone and get some quality time in. I didn't specifically do it to avoid her. We just don't get along always, as with a lot of siblings out there. I just let her know my plans a couple of weeks before, and she started arranging things to come on holiday at the same time. I'll admit I wasn't thrilled, but it's okay. I was just a little bit down as we butt heads on a lot of things, And we both have a short fuse with each other. Oh, I have to change my graphic. You guys didn't remind me again. Okay, that's good. Okay. We've been on holiday for 3 days now, and she's been less than pleasant, always making offhand comments, ordering me around, silly petty things like, "Don't eat that. You can't order that. No, we can't go there because I don't want to go there." I've been just ignoring it so far, but it's built up quite a lot, and I answered back this morning. She was suggesting an onion dish that we should have for Sunday dinner, and it was something I'm really not into. Fine with me. I opted to have a different pasta dish from the rest of my family. No problem. However, as soon as my sister found out what I would be eating, she said it was unfair and selfish because she couldn't eat both. Now, this ticked me off because she had suggested something she knew I didn't like and was now complaining that I was eating a different dish that she also liked. I suggested she had half and half, and she came back and told me it's not my fault you don't like anything. Sounds offhand, but that was the final straw. After all, the other petty wind-up comments, and unfortunately in front of everyone I clapped back that this was supposed to be my holiday. I am the one who's supposed to be on holiday. My family went quiet and my sister stormed out. My mom told me I shouldn't have said it, and my partner said I said the quiet thing out loud. Later on, my family told me that she had been winding them up too, but I shouldn't have said it. My sister is now upset, not speaking to anyone, and has said she will not visit at the same time anymore. She said she would come at Christmas, insinuating that I would no longer be able to come. I'm definitely visiting my family at Christmas, and things like this won't stop me. I just need to know if I'm the a-hole. My mom is really upset, which is making me think I went too far. What do you think? You like the pie one, Tag you it? You eat the pie right out of the oven? You eat the pie out of the oven. Okay. How'd your test come out, Rich? You're all clean? You'll see everyone in the morning unless they want you to start your job. You don't think it'll start till Wednesday? Though health and happiness, joy to all. Joy to you and health and happiness. And hope to see you tomorrow, 10:45. We'll be here, same bat time, same bat channel, to watch the Letitia trial. You guys say nope, 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 nope. Okay. Now let me see if I can find something else that might be a little more apt. Okay. You know, Rich, I may not be too far behind you. I may not be too far behind you. Okay, I'm in college and my roommate from last year, Meg, her family is really rich. She said she could bring a friend on vacation. It was kind of awkward. I was her third choice, but her family vetoed the first two because they didn't want her bringing a boy or this other female friend of hers they disliked. Her parents bought my plane ticket and booked the resort, which I was very grateful for, and I saved up a lot of money so I could make sure I could buy my own food and activities when I'm there and treat her family to dinner as a thank you for the ticket. But when the trip started, it was just bad. It was her, me, her mother, her father, two of her father's friends, and her three brothers who were going. On the flight, they all got first class and got me an economy seat, but I didn't say anything because why argue about a free ticket? The first night, they went to the grocery. It turns out they wanted to cook at the resort kitchen for the whole trip. And by they wanted to cook, it actually turned out that they wanted me and Meg to cook. I wasn't warned about this, but it turns out Meg's family is so traditional that they see cooking as a woman's job, and her mother had just had hand surgery, so it was me and Meg cooking every meal for 6 men and her mom, and I can't cook well. I know a couple staple meals to feed myself, but since I rarely eat meat, I don't know how to cook it. I'm also okay at cooking for 1 to 2, but I have no practice cooking for a group of 9. I screwed it up. I undercooked chicken and overcooked some steak, and her dad was angry with me. I got short with him and told him that if he knew how to do better, he could pitch in instead of standing around criticizing. But he got furious and said he was on a vacation. I said that I was trying to have a vacation too, or did they invite me to be an unpaid domestic servant? Meg's parents and dad's friends got angry. I said that and started yelling at me. The argument escalated. I sarcastically called myself the help. The dad of the family in turn got livid and tensions started to skyrocket. The dad snapped at me and told me to get out of their suite and go home. Didn't say shite about how he expected me to do that. I left and called the airline with my ticket and asked them if they could do anything to prevent anyone else from modifying or canceling my ticket. They let me set a passcode, and no changes could be made to the flight without it. And then I went to the resort desk to ask about rooms, saying that I was stranded unexpectedly, and they actually did have some affordable rooms because of a weekday discount, so I got housing and still had money left over for touristy stuff. I went sightseeing and I relaxed on the beach for 3 days until Meg's parents ran into me. They were taking a sunset walk and they did a double take seeing me on the beach. They said they thought I was going home, and I said I decided to stay. They were angry because they saw me staying and using the return flight as having deceived them into thinking I couldn't afford a vacation. Am I the a-hole for staying on that vacation and using the flight home? Are they the a-hole for that? Julie is angry, and Julie is very angry. Feels that they paid for the trip for her to be a servant, for them to be their personal chef and assistant. And she just thinks it's wrong. Al says no, she's not wrong. She can have her time, her 3 days on the beach, soaking up the sun and the shells and the ocean on your toes. Ocean. I'd like to be on that beach right now. Hi, little lady. Hi, little lady. Hi, Vicky. Carolyn P. Good for her, everybody said. Good deal. I want to be on the beach. That's where I want to be. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I booked an Airbnb retreat for me, my husband, my sister-in-law, and her husband about 4 months ago. The Airbnb was not dog-friendly, and I made that perfectly clear, as my sister-in-law thinks that her dog should be welcomed everywhere, no matter the cost. She said she would find a dog sitter, and I had no reason to question it. The Airbnb was out of state, about 15 hours away on a really nice beach in Tampa. My husband and I flew down, and my sister-in-law insisted on driving. So she left roughly 24 hours prior to our flight. She said it was cheaper to drive than it was to fly. When my husband and I arrived, my sister-in-law and her husband were already sitting in the driveway. When they saw me pull in, she asked if we got the keys yet, which we had because we met up with the owner along the way. And she said, "Oh, good, give them to me, quick, so I can get Brute inside without being seen." I just stopped dead in my tracks and was like, "Are you effing kidding me right now?" She kept saying things like, "What? I couldn't find anyone to watch him." Or, "He is effing old and housebroken." I don't know why anyone would be ignorant enough to say no pets allowed, and basically just kept making excuses as to why she was right. My husband is just sitting there completely dumbfounded and shaking his head. I just got back in my rental car and I left. I got a refund from the Airbnb and I dropped the keys off with the woman and explained the situation. She told me I could still stay there because I'd been honest, but I told her no. The place was too big for just my husband and myself. We end up staying at a significantly less expensive hotel. I paid almost $4,000 for the week for the Airbnb, but only spent $1,800 for the week at the hotel. During the whole time, my sister-in-law is blowing us up, saying she can't afford to stay down here. My husband and I make a lot more than my sister-in-law and her husband, so we agreed to pay for everything, and says she didn't bring anything with her to snack on and couldn't afford the prices of shite here and whatever. I just straight up ignored her because in my eyes, she tried rooting my trip that I 100% paid for. My mother-in-law is down our throats saying at least we could have done was give them some money for food instead of leaving them stranded. And I told her, nope, they can just drive back home and get food there. Is she the a-hole? Is she the a-hole? Is she? Do you think she is? No, sarcastic one says she's not the a-hole. But the Airbnb said the dog could stay there. Do you think she should have just said, okay, let's just stay there? Kind of. I think she's kind of. I do. No, you should have taken... No, you should have taken... No, Elle, you have it wrong. But not... No and yes. Okay, I think we're divided. Conflict is awful, yes. I think when the Airbnb said she could still stay there, they should have just sucked it up and stayed there with the dog. The dog is old and housebroken. Come on, just suck it up. It's got to be just like how could you have a good vacation knowing you did that to someone? I don't care what they said about the dog. It's still going to come down to you being a good person or a bad person. And you make someone have to travel up and they don't have money for food and everything else, that's wrong. Suck it up. The lady said you could stay there. There's no additional fee. Suck it the freak up and have the vacation. Don't ruin it for everyone because you're a jerk. No, the dog's not going to damage anything. The dog is old and it's housebroken. It's not going to damage anything. No, sarcastic one, then she can choose not to go on vacation with her next year. I don't know what they have against the dog, Bucky Ann. Suck it up. Have the vacation. Life is short. Stop it. Just cut it out. She's not going to feel good about herself making them leave and drive all the way back to New York. Come on. Stop it. All right. The dog would hurt nothing, right? An old dog isn't going to do anything. Stop it now. An old trained dog isn't going to do anything. Okay. Probably wasn't her first time to play. I used to be nice. LOL. I don't think it's the dog. Dog won't mess the bed or anything. Right. Suck it up. She's being stupid. She's being stupid. So stupid. Oh, let me see. Okay. My husband's sister has 2 kids, 10 and 12. We don't see them often because they live a few states away and their father has primary custody. My sister-in-law has a habit of imposing on us. She'll call us while she's driving to our house and she'll tell us she'll be staying a week or 2. So it wasn't a huge surprise when she called my husband a couple of days ago to say that she was sending the kids to our house for 3 weeks once school gets out. Apparently there's some drama at their dad's house. So he doesn't want them exposed to it, but she rents a room so the kids can't stay the night more than 1 to 2 nights a week. The only problem is that one of the weeks she plans on sending them to us will be on vacation at Universal. She says, great, they've never been there, they'll have so much fun. My husband explained that isn't an invitation. He's letting her know she needs to choose different weeks. She asked why the kids can't just go with us. And we explained we're driving, so there's no room, and our Airbnb has just enough beds for our family. She offered to drive them down herself and have them sleep on the couch. We said that could work and told her the cost of the tickets we bought were $380 each. So if she sent us the money, we would buy another 2. She asked why she would send us the money, and we explained these are her kids. She would need to pay for them to go. She said that's ridiculous. If we have the money for this trip, then we're obviously well off and can afford to pay for her kids too. We told her we saved for years for this trip. We have a strict budget and we cannot afford an extra $800. As it is, we'd have to figure out how to add more to our budget for extra food, which we didn't ask her to pay for. She called us selfish and said we'd get her to explain to her kids why they didn't get to go to Universal and their cousins did. My husband hung up on her and shortly after got a call from his brother saying pretty much the same thing. He said $800 won't break us, but their sister would never be able to save that much. He's not entirely wrong. We could put it on a credit card, but the whole reason it took so long to take this trip is because we're paying exclusively in cash. We just got out of a credit card debt a couple of years ago and don't want to go backwards for something that isn't an emergency. We've given both his siblings money before for things like rent and a car repairs, but this is different. Are we the a-holes? What? You're on a mental health break. Tugboat? What? Hi, Lisa Hoban. Nicole says this is so bad. Julie says it's obnoxious. Sharon, don't overdo it. Sharon, are you sewing? Not the a-hole. No way at all. Nope. Everyone says not the a-hole. No, 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 no. Just stop it. Little lady says no. Little lady. You missed it. Oh, Mary, where were you? Hell no, not an a-hole, Lisa Hoban says. Okay. Bucky Ann says no. How do they just inform you that you're watching their kids for 3 weeks? Jerks. No, Bucky Ann didn't say that last part. I added it in. Okay, so let's read. That's not what I want. Okay, let me see now. Let me see here. I'm trying to find something here. I was trying to look for something that I thought was going to be good, but it's not. I wanted something that was really good, but it's not. Okay, forget it. I'm not going to do that one. All right, one more thing before we go, because we have to go. Let's read. Let's look for one more thing. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be anything. Oh, massive fires break out at Disneyland during an animatronic show. Did you guys know that? No one was injured. But there was a fire. Just letting you know. And I can't believe that farm. Oh, I said I was going to show you pictures of the farm, right? I cannot believe it is on the front page of MSN. Let me show you the pictures. I promised you I would show you them, right? Right. Hold on. Hold on. Hold, please. Those are not the ones. That's not from the farm. Hold on. I'm getting the ones from the farm. Hold on. All right, here's Calico. As I mentioned, Clay Banks took these photos. And look at that. This was the farm I told you that I would always tell them their Clydesdales were loose, and that one time I went there and I got locked in the barn. Right, look at this. That's what I told you, all the evergreens, look at them, every single one gone. They were all huge pines that were shielded it from the road and just made it look nice, and gone. That was the road that was closed today that they wouldn't let me go on. Look at all the wagon wheels over here. And the little picnic table, that's just okay, right? Then all of this down. And then the house is, the roof's ripped off there. This roof is the silo. Where you guys are. I lost you guys. I lost you guys. I don't know where you guys went. Hold on. Hold on. Slippy. Hold on. I don't know where you are. I can't find you guys anymore. I think I ended the live. I can't find you guys anymore. I lost you guys. I lost you guys. Oh, there, I have to go back in through here. I found you guys. No, you can't burn pond. But on that note, we're going to say goodnight because God willing, we'll be here very shortly together again, watching Letitia together with coffee in what is it? I'm lost. 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. In what, like 9 hours? Is that? I don't even know anymore. Whatever. Something. Whatever. No, what time? But we'll see each other soon, and we'll have things we need to talk about. All right. I've got to go and get some things done, and then I'm gonna go to bed. All right. All right. See you later. See you later. Thanks for coming in. God bless. Prayers for all. We'll see you tomorrow. Be good. Be kind. Later. Love you guys. So long. Sleep tight. Hopefully